Book of Wars against Jehovih, Chapter 9. 1. Most wise lords, in words ye have done me great honor. There let the matter end. I perceive what anyone can understand, which is that the center of the heavens should be here. The airs of the earth and atmospheria, why should they be carried off to other heavens? Sufficient it is for us that we cultivate our own. I am not competent for so great a work. Rather shall ye choose from amongst yourselves the highest, best wise man, and make him your God. I will be his servant to do whatsoever he putteth upon me. 2. I have traveled far, and took the measure of many worlds. I declare unto you, there are no glories in the far-off worlds, but what can be built up in these heavens, and even on the very earth. 3. Hear me then, and judge ye, not for my fitness, but for my unfitness, and so dismiss me save to make me your servant. 4. Send not off the highest raised angels, but make these heavens suitable unto them. 5. Make this kingdom the all-highest heavenly kingdom, and make your God the highest of all gods, even the Creator. Him shall ye surround with a capital city, a heavenly place paved with diamonds and most precious gems, and his throne shall be the most exalted, highest of all glories, to which none can approach, save by crawling on their bellies. Yea, such majesty shall surround your God as becometh a creator, and such newly invented rites and ceremonies, dazzling beyond anything in all the worlds. 6. The rites and ceremonies shall be carried to the highest. Without rites and ceremonies, a people are as a dead people. They are as an army without discipline. In fact, discipline is void without the formalities of rites and ceremonies. To not have these is to have everyone do for self, which is the dissolution of all union. Baal hath spoken wisely on this. We need new rites and ceremonies adapted for the highest grades. We shall no longer bow to a God we know not, a scattered substance wide as the universe. 7. Because ye have spoken, I am pleased. Because ye have come to my feast, I am delighted. To be with one's own loves, what is greater than that? It hath been said, man shall love all alike, but I say unto you that that is impossible. We have our preferences, and we delight to come together. Who shall say us nay? 8. And yet, my lords and lordesses, shall we not deliberate on these things, and counsel with our best loves upon it? For such is the construction of the mind, that it oft seeth better through others' eyes. And, above all, shall we not mature the subject to know if in our own souls we are sincere, doing all things for the good of heaven and earth, and not for ourselves. 9. Ye know how Ahura's kingdom prospered until he began to work for his own glory. Let us not then fall into his errors, but from his errors learn to avoid similar ones. And now, since the time of the feast is ended, and our respective kingdoms waiting us, I declare the assembly dissolved. Arise then, my lords and lordesses, and go your way, and whatsoever ye may have on this matter, desiring to commune with me, do ye even so through messengers, which ye already have. Chapter 10. 1. Satan went to all the other lords and lordesses in Haddah, and said unto each and every one, Thine shall be exaltation without labor, because thou art wise. Others shall serve thee, and great shall be thy glory. As thou hast witnessed the rites and ceremonies in Kraushivi of the high-raised gods, even so shall it be with thee. Behold, the heavens of the earth shall become the brightest and most glorious of all heavens. Be thou patient, enduring anything, for thou shalt surely, in time to come, be second to none, the highest of gods. 2. And thy name shall be sung in the ceremonies, and shall be honored even in the far-off heavens. It shall be said of thee, Thou art amongst the youngest of gods, that by thine own self-will mastered all things so suddenly that even the oldest of gods stood appalled at thy daring. 3. Be thou patient, and seeming most humble, and bide thou thy time. Thou wert born to be a leader, even amongst gods. Be secret, disclosing not. 4. Satan said to Anuhasaj, even Lord God, be thou dignified, and by thy much professed love, like a father unto all others, and it shall come to pass that they will thrust these great dominions upon thee. 5. Now whilst these matters were with these lords, behold, in far off Kraushivi, Jehovah spake to God on the throne, before the council of Jehovah's son, saying, because I indulge thy lords and lordesses in prosperous places, they are becoming forgetful of me. 6. For so I created man. In prosperity he idolizeth himself. He saith, behold me, what great things I can do. Yea, I am wise. I perceive the nothingness of the Creator, and he buildeth to his own ruin. I created life and death all around him, that he might learn my power ere he quitteth the earth. And Hada I made wide, with a place of ascent and a place of descent. Upward I placed my holy lights, saying, come. Downward I made darkness, saying, beware, hell lieth hither. But they plunge into misery headlong. 7. God said, what have they done, O Jehovah? Jehovah said, they are laying their heads together to rebel against the manner of my everlasting kingdoms. Summon thou the diva before thee, and bid them speak outright as to what they desire. 8. God sent messengers into all the divisions of the lowest heavens to the kingdoms of Jehovah's lords and lordesses, as the Father had commanded, summoning them to Kraushivi. On the other hand, 9. Satan spake to Anuhasaj, the plotter of mischief, saying, lest God and Kraushivi get wind of this matter, and so set at naught thy long-laid plans, send thou to him, saying, greeting in love to thee, Son of Jehovah, God of the heavens of the earth. From the light before me, I am resolved to resign the lordom. Search therefore, and provide one in my place. 10. Satan continued to Anuhasaj, send thou to thy lords and lordesses, saying, greeting in love to thee, Lord of Jehovah. I foresee that many will desire me to take the place of God of the earth and her heavens. Seek thou to relieve me of this, and choose one less radical, that thou mayest the more fully endorse him. Behold, I am about to resign the lordom, and desire to see thee. 11. The lords and lordesses received the two communications at the same time, and they severally laid the matter before their holy councils. And great was the excitement therein. That which had been planned to be in secret was thus made public in all the Hadas in a day, before thousands of millions. 12. At once the lords and lordesses hastened to Anuhasaj's capital, and they were each attended by 10,000 attendants. 13. Now when they were assembled, perceiving that God in Kraushivi knew of the matter, they were by their own shame further incited to disobey the divine summons, and at once proceed to founding a consolidated kingdom, with Anuhasaj at the head. Anuhasaj made believe he desired not the Godhead, and only agreed to serve provided they installed him with oaths of fidelity, and this they did. 14. So, after a session of 3 days, Anuhasaj was elected and enthroned in Horeb, a new heavenly place, and crowned our God of the earth and her heavens, the very Lord God in Jehovah. Thus he became a false god. 15. But they crowned him not with the true crown, for that was with God in Kraushivi, but they made one, creating it in the sacred circle. But since he could not be crowned by those beneath him, they were in a quandary how to proceed. Then Satan spake to Anuhasaj, saying, Command them to lie on their bellies in token of submission to thee, and say to them, Lay the crown at my feet, and I will stand with my head bare, and when ye have prostrated yourselves, I will command the crown in my own name to rise up and lie upon my head. And if it so rise, then know ye of a truth our work is the highest, best work. 16. And Ahasuerus then repeated this to the lords and lordesses, and they lay them down on their bellies, each being anxious to show fidelity, and hope of exaltation. And when they were down and saw not, Ahasuerus, having not power and light, said, Crown of these most holy, wise lords and lordesses of heaven and earth, arise thou and lie on the head of him who shall have dominion on earth and in these heavens. 17. And thereupon he stooped down on the sly, and with his own hand raised it up and crowned himself, and commanded the lords to rise up. And lo and behold, some of the lords and lordesses said they saw with the second sight of the soul, and that the crown rose of its own accord, being under the will of the circle. 18. And they clapped their hands, saying, All hail our God! All hail our God! All hail our God! Proclaiming him in the east and west and north and south. 19. He responded, The Lord your God reigneth. Peace be unto you. Behold, the heavens and the earth are mine. Be ye steadfast unto me, and ye shall be glorified in my name. Ye that have been lords and lordesses shall be gods and goddesses, with great power and with mighty kingdoms. As I foresaw this, so have I provided for you beforehand. In this very time and place will I crown you and apportion you with great glory. Yet think not that this is the last. It is but the first, and temporary until the new heavens are founded with broader boundaries. Chapter 11. Of the deity alias Dios, alias Deus, alias Deus, origin and power in the heavens and on earth. 1. Ahasuerus said, I, the Lord your God, being the all-highest, through your choice, decree, for sake of harmony and concert in our labors, the establishment of Deus. 2. As the Kraushivians have had a diva, divinity, so will I have Deus, and by the virtue of mine own authority, I proclaim ye, my lords and lordesses, as the holy members thereof. 3. As the diva hath been taught in these heavens, so also be the Deus, whereof I assume the chief head. 4. As the diva had laws, so also shall our Deus, and they shall be promulgated on the earth, and taught to mortals as the laws of Deus, deity. Therefore, by mine own voice I dissolve the diva of heaven, and it shall not be from this time forth forever. And whosoever of ye, being members thereof, shall this day resign the diva, and send word to the ruler of Kraushivi, for his benefit and for his kingdom's benefit. 5. And the ruler of Kraushivi shall continue in his own place and kingdom, for it is his. 6. And the ruler of Varapishanaha, called Ahura, shall continue in his own place and kingdom, for it is his. 7. First then, I take unto myself a newbie, the Lord loved by you all, and he shall be my associate, and his title shall be Master of the Scales of Heaven, for he shall determine the grades of the spirits, and send them to their respective departments. On earth his title shall be Savior of Men, Son of Deus. 8. Second, thou, Hykes, shall be ruler over Japheth, and its heavenly kingdom, and thy title shall be Te'in, and of the first rank of God of the earth. 9. Third, thou, Wachisij, shall be ruler over Vindhya and her heavenly kingdom, and thy title shall be Sudga, and of the first rank of God of the earth. 10. Fourth, thou Chelemong shall be ruler over Arabinia and her heavenly kingdom, and thy title shall be Osiris, and of the first rank of God of the earth. 11. Fifth, thou, Baal, shall be ruler over Helest and her heavenly kingdom, and thy title shall be Baal, and of the first rank of God of the earth. 12. Sixth, thou, Ashtaroth, shall be ruler over Parsa and its heavenly kingdom, and thy title shall be Ashtaroth, of the first rank of Goddess of the earth. 13. Seventh, thou, Phoebe, shall be ruler over Europa and her heavenly kingdom, and thy title shall be Phoebe, and of the first rank of Goddess of the earth. 14. Eighth, thou, Hodab, shall be ruler over Japan and her heavenly kingdom, and thy title shall be Hojab, and of the first rank of God of the earth. 15. After that the false god made appointments for the other divisions of the earth and their heavenly places, and after that he said unto them, 16. All my gods and goddesses shall have thrones in their places, and holy councils and attendants, as becometh gods of the first rank. And every one shall have a capital city, with subsidiaries, according to the number and place of their spirits and mortal subjects. 17. And every god and goddess shall manage his or her own kingdom in his or her own way. But every one shall nevertheless be tributary to my kingdom, according to the exactions I put upon him or them. 18. That ye may resign the diva and choose your assistants before being crowned. I declare a day of recreation, to assemble at the trumpeter's call. 19. Hereupon the host relaxed from duty and made their resignations of the diva, and sent them with messengers to God in Kraushivi, but not one of them mentioned the new state of affairs resolved upon. On the next day, at the trumpeter's call, they assembled again, and Anuhasaj said unto them, Come ye with me, and I will show you the place of Horeb and its boundaries, for it shall not be my kingdom alone, but yours also, for my kingdom shall be the kingdom of your kingdoms. 20. And they entered Anotivin, and, coming in the fourth belt below Meteoris, in the sign of the 12th ark of Chinvat, and Anuhasaj said, From this time forth this belt shall be called Horeb, and it shall be my place forever. It shall be the central kingdom of all the earth's heavens. 21. And the multitude said, Hail, kingdom of Horeb, the holy hill, place of the Most High God. And it was known thereafter as the belt of Horeb, hill of God. It was a 3/4 belt, and the base thereof was 10,000 miles from the earth, and the summit was 15,000 miles high, habitable within and without, and its ascending rank in grades was 20. That is, it was easily habitable by spirits that attained to that grade, being above the grade of infants and drujas, and above the region of hells and knots, save in cases of great panic. Now, from the first place of Horeb, where Anuhasaj crowned himself, which was the eastern base of the hill, to the place for his capital city, he made a roadway and called it Lu Horeb, and it was the only open roadway to the kingdoms below. 22. So it came to pass Anuhasaj had 2 capital cities, and the first was called the city of the gate of heaven, that is, Anubi, and the other was called the place of everlasting rest, that is, Sanctu. Anuhasaj said to Anubi, Behold, the city of the gate of heaven shall be thy place, and thou shalt determine the rate of all souls who desire to enter the place of everlasting rest. Thou shalt be judge over them. And whosoever is not for me shall not enter, but shall be cast into the kingdoms of Hada. And those that are for me thou shalt send unto me. 23. And thou shalt have a holy council of 100,000, and of examiners thou shalt have 1,000,000. And thy capital shall be guarded on every side but one, with pillars of fires, so that none can pass but by the gate of heaven. And of guardsmen thou shalt have 7,000,000, divided into 7 watches, one for each day. Of messengers betwixt thy place and mine thou shalt have 10,000. But betwixt thee and the gods and goddesses of the lower kingdoms thou shalt have 500,000. But of thine own choice shall be the number of esenars, trumpeters, and marshals, and thy attendants also. 24. And all gods and goddesses coming to me, or sending messengers to my holy place, shall come through thy city, even through the gate of heaven, and they shall come according to certain rites and ceremonies which I will give unto thee. Come, therefore, and receive thy crown. 25. Thus was crowned Anubi, and after him were crowned the other gods and goddesses. And Anuhasach bequeathed to each one his own kingdom, according to the custom of the ancients. And when these matters were completed, he again spake before them, saying, Behold, the example I have made before you. Even before I provided myself for mine own kingdom, I have given unto every one all things required. It is meet and proper, therefore, that ye contribute unto me and my place workmen and materials, that I may build in great glory also. 26. For, as I am exalted, and my kingdom made glorious, so have ye whereof to preach gloriously to your inhabitants of the place in store for them. Thus did Anuhasach put gods and goddesses under obligations to himself, and they acquiesced in his proceedings, saying, Nay, we will not only contribute man and woman for this purpose, but we will labor with our own hands for the space of 20 days, helping to build the capital city, and to open roads in all directions.